Hi guys, welcome back to another video tutorial. So in this tutorial, what we'll be going through is sectors. So things like arc length, area of sector, perimeter, this is what we're going to go through. Now in sectors, for this tutorial really, but in sectors in general I guess, there's really two formulas that you need to know, okay? Now from my understanding and from what I know and from what I've seen, those two formulas don't normally come up in the exam whether you're doing OCR, Excel, AQA, but I could be wrong. So if you do know if those formulas do come up or not on the formula sheet, just put it down in the comments so it'll help the others as well, just to keep in the loop. But from what I know, those formulas don't come up, so it's formulas that you need to remember. Right, so let's get straight to the question. Now, also another thing as well, there will be another video tutorial after this, which will be a lot more advanced. It's a more advanced part of sectors, but you won't be able to do that video tutorial if you don't understand, this tutorial, the basics, how to use the formulas, etc., because that tutorial will carry more marks, but you need to know this first before getting onto that. Okay, so if we're looking at the question here, the question is asking us work out the arc length, the area, the sector, and the perimeter for this sector, if you like, over this shape. Now, before getting into this, I want to kind of give you some terminology so that you guys know what what it means. So first and foremost, if we have a shape like this, and I know again this is not very accurate, but this shape, if you like an ice cream cone, is called a sector. Okay, so this is a sector. We call this a sector. And this curved length, if you like, this length that is curved, this is our arc length. This is called our arc length. I think I spelled length wrong. It's GTH, isn't it? Oh, okay. Never mind. Arc length. Yeah. So this curved sector or this curved length is arc length, and this whole shape is called a sector. Right? Now, there's two, as I mentioned, there's two formulas that you need to know. So the first formula, which we'll call this arc length. So arc length, that is equals to theta over 360 times 2 pi r. Okay, so this is 2 pi r. So this is to find the arc length. So this curved length here, to find this, we're going to use this formula called arc length. Now if we want to find the area of the sector, which is another formula, the area of the sector, so area of sector, that is equals to theta over 360, so the same thing as the arc length, theta over 360, but the only difference now is because we're talking about area, we're going to multiply it by pi r squared. And that is the formula for area of sector. So these two formulas you need to know. Again, I could be wrong. Just make sure you double check that. Ask your teachers if these formulas are going to come or not. And put it down in the comments if you know the answer, if these are going to come up or not. But really, it's better that you know the formulas. Okay, so you have one for arc length and one for area of sector. And this is what we're going to use to solve this question. So if we go straight for the first one, the arc length. So we want to find the arc length. So I'm going to use this formula to find the arc length, right? So before that, okay, you know what, let me write the formula again, arc length. And the reason you might be thinking, why is he writing the formula again and again, it's just there. This is a great way of memorizing the formula. The more you write something, the quicker it will register in your brain and it will work. So okay, we have arc length, theta. This is my formula. Now obviously I need to get my values. What is my theta value based on the diagram here? Theta is angle, by the way, yeah? So theta here is 50. So theta is 50. And what is my radius? Radius of this sector? 15 centimeters. So I know that my r is 15. All I'm going to do is put these values into this formula. Okay? So my arc length should really put different. Okay. So the arc length, theta is 50 over 360 times 2 pi r, which is 2 times pi, so it's just 2 pi, you can say, times my radius, which is 15. And all you do is you put that in your calculator. So 50 over 360 times 2 pi times 15. And if you put that in your calculator, that should give you 13.1 centimeters. And this is your arc length. Okay? As simple as that. That is it. All you're really doing is putting numbers inside the formula and putting it inside your calculator. So 13.1 centimeters, that's my arc length. Okay, Now, if we were to go for the area of sector for question B, okay, I'm not going to write the formula again. Now it's right here on the top. So the area of sector is this, right? So if I want to find the area of sector, so I'll just put area. So that's going to be equals to theta, which is 50, that's my angle, over 360 times pi times my radius. My radius is 15, but it's r squared, so 15 squared. So if you put all of this in your calculator, your area of this sector is going to be equals to 98.2 centimeters squared. And that's the area of a sector. That is it. So you found the area and you found the arc length. Okay? Now if we were to go to question C, the C is asking us the perimeter. Now what is your definition of perimeter? What does perimeter normally mean of a shape? So perimeter, if you're not sure, perimeter basically means you want to add up all the sides of the shape, right? So in this sector, we have three sides. We have this radius, and we have this arc length. So perimeter, is adding all the lengths outside. So you're adding all the lengths of the shape. So all I'm going to do to find the perimeter is basically my arc length, and the arc length we found from question A, which is 13.1 centimeters. So we have 13.1 centimeters plus the radius, which is 15 centimeters, plus the other radius as well, which is 15 centimeters. So the perimeter, so that's the perimeter, okay? If you're pretty much adding all the lengths. So if you were to add all this, the perimeter for this sector is going to give us 43.1 centimeters. And that is the perimeter, this is the area, and this is the arc length. Pretty straightforward, right? If you know the formulas though. So really, this is it. This is just for the sector, really, for this section of this tutorial, this is it. You're just using two formulas, the arc length and the area of the sector. And then the perimeter is just adding all the lengths. Okay? So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to give you guys some questions to try out just to get used to the formula. And what I would say as well, when you're doing these questions, each of these questions, write the formula first. So if the question was to ask you find the arc length, okay, write what is the arc length formula and then do the question. Right? If it was asking the area of sector, write area of sector and then do the question, and then do that for every single question. And I know you guys might be thinking, oh, this is long, but believe me, you will remember the formula a lot quicker. And this has happened to my students, pretty much all of my students as well, when I tell them to do this, and it does stick to them, it sticks a lot more rather than just trying to memorize it. Right, so here are some questions for you guys to try and do. Now, also, if the tutorial has helped you out, please give this video a big thumbs up. I would really appreciate it. It just means, again, I know that it's working and it's helping you guys. Okay, so try and do these questions. There's two questions. So the first one, you have a sector where this is 30 degrees and 5 centimeters. And you have another sector in this one, which is 130 degrees and 9.4 centimeters. Okay, so try these questions, pause the video, try them out, and then once you finish, play the video back and see if you got the answers right or wrong. Okay? Right, so if we go straight to the first one, so let me put that as I. It's asking us to find the arc length, so we know the arc length formula, so the arc length is theta over 360, so theta over 360 times 2 pi r. Okay, and now basically our theta for this one is 30 degrees, our angle, and that's going to be over 360 times 2 pi, and my radius for this sector is 5. If we're going to put all of this in our calculator, our arc length, it's going to give us 2.62 centimeters, and this is my arc length. Okay, now that's for A, I guess I should have said A. Now for B, to find the area of the sector, so I'll just put area, is going to be equals to theta over, that's not theta, it's going to be theta over 360 times pi r squared. Again, my theta is going to be the angle, which is 30 over 360 times pi times the radius, which is 5, but it's squared. So if we put that in the calculator, the area of sector in this one is going to be 6.54 centimeters. squared. Yeah, so this is my area. Now again, just double check this if this is right in, because I might have made maybe silly mistakes in the calculator, but this should be the answers. But just make sure you've put this, and it gives the right answers as well. But okay, this is the arc length and this is the area. Now for C, for this one, the perimeter is going to be basically adding up all the lengths. So the perimeter is going to be 5, the radius, plus the arc length, which we found in A, which is 2.62, plus the other radius, which is 5. So if we add these up, that should give us 12.62 centimeters, and this is my perimeter. Okay, so if you got that, well done. If you haven't, just make sure you again look where you went wrong, look at the formula, look at the way you put in the calculator. That also could be silly mistakes there as well. Yeah, now if we look at this one, now I'm not going to write the formula here because I don't have much space, but that doesn't mean that you guys do not write the formula. You have to write the formula. It's good practice, but it's just because I haven't got much space here, I'm just going to get straight into it. So for A, the arc length, to find the arc length for this sector, what we're going to use this formula, so theta over 360. So it's going to be, now our angle is going to be 130 over 360 times 2 pi, and my radius in this one is 9.4. And if I put that all in the calculator, my arc length for this sector is equals to 100.2 centimeters squared. No, not centimeters squared, just 100. No, that's the area. That is going to be 21.3. Sorry. So that would be 21.3 centimeters. Okay, and now for B, what we're going to do for B, I just realized here I spelled length here different and length here different. Okay, okay, never mind. Right, for B now we need to find the area of the sector. So the area is going to be the formula here, theta over 360 times pi r squared. So theta again is our angle, which is 130 over 360 times pi times r squared, which is going to be 9.4 squared. And that should give us the answer that I wrote at the beginning here. So the area would be 100.2 centimeters squared. Okay, so that's the area. And the final stage is to find the perimeter. And remember, the perimeter is to add all the lengths around the shape. So it's going to be 9.4 plus 9.4 plus the arc length that we found. So 9.4 plus 9.4 plus the arc length that we found in part A, which is 21.3 centimeters. And if we put that will give us a final answer of 40.1 centimeters. Okay, so that's the perimeter, that's the area, this is the arc length. So if you've got these, well done. This is pretty much it. Okay, you're literally using two formulas to find your arc length and the area of the sector. Now in the next video tutorial, what I'll be going through is more advanced questions on sectors, and those will be the one that carry more marks. But like I said at the beginning of the tutorial, you need to know this before going into the other one. Okay, so if this video has helped you, please give this video a big thumbs up, and if there's any questions or doubts that you have, just put it down in the comments and I'll reply back to you guys. Okay, so that's a wrap for this video, and I shall see you on the next one.